A parenting plan is a document that dictates how custody is going to work for your kids. It's a very critical document if you have kids. It dictates, who gets the kids on the weekdays, the weekends, the summertime, the holidays. It dictates things like where do you meet to exchange the kids? Do you meet halfway between mom and dad's house? Does the person surrendering custody drop off at the other parent's house? I mean, that all gets dictated in a parenting plan. If it's a long distance type case, we get these cases where maybe one parent's out of state. How do we get the kids to the airport? Who's paying for the plane tickets? You get the phone contact, which I think is the next one up there. Yeah. You control telephone contact. There's some parenting plans that have general clauses that say both parents to have reasonable phone contact during normal waking hours. You see that commonly in a parenting plan. Some parenting plans will be real specific and say, if the kids are with the other parent, you can call between this time and this time. But all that should be set forth in the parenting plan. What I always tell my clients is this is what's really hard about a parenting plan is you have to look at the present, but that's where most people are. But you've got to look a year down the line, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. And the hope when you put together a parenting plan is that you have something that you can live with for the long haul. And if you get something good on the front end, it can save you a lot of money on a modification later, right? Right, you don't want to have to go back to court and do this all over again, right? I think once is probably enough for most people. Unfortunately, a lot of people end up back in court over and over again. So you can coordinate transportation costs, as I talked about, divide daycare expenses. With little kids, this daycare issue is a big deal. And of course, this harkens back to the legal custody issue because if, let's say, mom has sole legal, then she's picking the daycare. If it's joint legal, the parents have to agree on the daycare, right? So that's a big deal. Big deal. Yeah. So oftentimes one parent will pick the most expensive daycare in town, right?
Yeah.
And just the most expensive one. And you have a big fight over that. So this is where legal custody gets to be a big deal. This document will control the parents' contact and access to their children. So it's a parenting plan. St. Louis County has these forms. You check multiple boxes. But you can make addendums and add stuff to it too. But just really critically important that you get a good parenting plan when you have kids. Read it carefully, read it closely. Yeah, I mean every parenting plan out there is, I'd say the vast majority of parenting plans have a clause that say custody time shall be as the parents agree. If the parties can't agree, here's a plan. Right. So you can't deviate from a parenting plan if you both agree. Problem is, again, this gets back to that whole initial issue, which a lot of people, if they could agree, they would get divorced. So they can't agree. But yeah, I mean, the hope is that parents, over time, tensions will come down, and people can, hey, tonight's my night, I can't have them, you want them, and then maybe next week I get the kids, and and I know, maybe this year it says I get Christmas Eve, but I can't do it, you want to swap this year? I mean, the hope for parents is that they'll be able to compromise and work together. Some do it. Those are probably people that don't call us, right? If you can't agree at the end of the day, then it's a plan. And when you get into enforcement, unfortunately, sometimes people have to enlist the police to help them enforce a parenting plan. And if that happens, it's what it says. It's what it says. And your informal agreements are great, as long as you both agree to them. One of you pulls it back, it's a problem. That's what the document says. So, critically important document.